So I have a comprehensive report on child trauma, grooming, and the Chimshan path to healing. Now, this is prepared for my Grandparents' Voices education program at Grandparents' Voices 888. The psychological impact of indecent exposure, pranks, and somatic/cultural healing modalities. Cultural context, Chimshan Nation, Indigenous healing practices. Part 1, the clinical reality of grooming and trauma. 1, the prank as a weapon, understanding boundary violations. While perpetrators often minimize acts like flashing or mooning as humor, clinical psychology defines this as a sexual boundary violation. For a child, specifically around the ages of 8, 9, or 10, this creates a state of cognitive dissonance. The instinct, the child's gut instinct says, this is unsafe, wrong, or I'm very confused about this. The social cue, the adult is laughing, implying this is funny or safe, or, it's just playtime. The trauma, the child cannot reconcile these two realities. To survive the confusion, they often shut down their gut instinct. This is the first step of grooming, training a child to ignore their own warning systems. Number 2, the mechanics of trauma, reenactment or mimicry. Number 2, the mechanics of trauma reenactment or mimicry. Sometimes grandparents or parents will witness a child mimicking an act that they saw portrayed by another person, namely an adult. This is a critical psychological phenomenon known as identification with the aggressor. Regaining power. During the incidents, the child felt powerless and shocked. By acting it out later, the child is unconsciously trying to take the role of the powerful one, or the adult, to retroactively master the scary situation, or the confusing situation. The child does not understand when an adult is doing an indecent act. They don't totally comprehend that it's wrong. So desperate belonging. If the abuser is a significant figure, the child mimics the behavior to join the family culture, even if that culture is abusive. It is a survival strategy, not a sign of enjoyment. Again, in the little mind, the young mind, they're not able to comprehend what adults portray when they are doing indecent or adult kind of actions. Like pretending they're doing something sexy or something like that to a song. That is something a child doesn't comprehend. Maybe they'll see it on a music video or something. Or whatever the adults are speaking or displaying in their actions. The children just mimic that. They don't do it out of understanding or true intention. Number 3, somatic storage of trauma. The body keeps the score. Trauma is not just a bad memory. It is a physical energy trapped in the nervous system. The vagus nerve. When a child is scared but cannot run away, freeze response, the high stress energy gets stuck in their body. Symptoms. This manifests as the chronic stomach aches or just an overwhelming sense of sickness or confusion. Child doesn't know how to process it, so the body circulates it as energy and usually goes to the stomach because the stomach is the main area of dealing with trauma. So when these enteric nervous system is lined with neurons, so when these neurons respond through the child's reactions, they're shallow breathing, hypervigilance, and they're always watching for danger. So looking at even my own experience as a child, when an adult friend of my parents came into my bedroom, I was unable to do anything. And so when a child is unable because they are overpowered, or they take for granted that that adult is trusted. So that's the challenge, the great challenge for a child is, how do they process that when this is a trusted friend of the family? Well, I had over 45 years of processing that situation in my life. Not easy. And it's something that adults need to be so aware of. Even if you are drinking and having fun, children are really important. Children are really sensitive to everything. How do you want their future to be? Part 2, clinical treatment modalities for children. Before introducing cultural healing, it is helpful to understand clinical approaches to advocate for, number 1, play therapy. Since children often lack the words for abuse, they use toys and sand trays to play out what happened. A therapist helps them rewrite the ending so the child wins, escapes, restoring a sense of safety. I have learning toys that are finger puppets, and teachers use them when they're using my books, my guided reading books. And some teachers and therapists have also been using them in Indigenous therapy centers and helping children and some younger adults deal with their traumas based upon what has taken place in residential schools or just in the community because of pedophilia and grooming. So the finger puppets have actually been very helpful for adults and children. And it's just a way to role play something that is playful. Because again, when you look at a child's life and their age, again, in my own trauma, when I had my innocence interrupted, that's the way I refer to it. At that time in my life, it stopped as far as my growth, my natural growth in who I was becoming. So at that age, it's hard to grow up when you're stunted by something very traumatic or that alters your natural course of mental growth. You've been stunted, they say. That's another terminology. You've been stunted in your growth within. So that play therapy is very important. Whatever way you can play that through and speak it out. Number 2, in this modality category, somatic experiencing, or SE, a therapy that focuses on physical sensation, shaking, deep breaths, to release the frozen energy from the fight-flight response. 3, EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, a method to help the brain process traumatic memories so they stop feeling like they are happening right now. Part 3, Tsimshian cultural healing and drum medicine. Now, I speak of the Tsimshian nation because that is my ancestral root system. I'm also Norwegian, and these all connect culturally through the drum, through traditions of healing. They're all very similar. The section outlines how your specific heritage offers a potent form of healing that aligns with modern neuroscience. Number 1, the drum as external nervous system regulation. Modern science confirms what indigenous healers have known for millennia. Rhythm regulates the brainstem. Entrainment. When a child has experienced trauma, their internal rhythm is chaotic. Anxiety, racing heart. When you beat the drum with a steady, slow heartbeat rhythm, the child's brainstem naturally syncs or entrains to that external beat, calming the fight or flight. The low frequency vibration of the drum stimulates the vagus nerve, telling the body it is safe to relax now. This directly counters the stress causing the child's stomach aches or headaches or stress reactions. Number 2, vibration healing, the physics of sound. Releasing the freeze. Trauma causes muscles to tighten and armor the body. The deep acoustic vibration of a Tsimshian drum or tribal drum penetrates the body tissues. This physical vibration can help shake loose the tension held in the stomach and chest, allowing the child to take a full breath, often for the first time in months. We don't know exactly because children are unique in their ways of dealing with things, and if they don't have access to any releases, the first time can be quite overwhelming and surprising for them. Grounding. The drum connects the child to the earth. For a child who has been abandoned, physically or emotionally, feeling the solid, consistent vibration of the drum provides a sense of unshakable ground. And to also connect the child to the natural earth in bare feet is another added way of really creating more of a circulation of those vibrational energy forces. So we all can benefit from grounding that way and get rid of the soul blockers and put your feet on the earth or in the salt water, any kind of water. Be grounded. Do your vibrational work. The children love to be grounded that way. They really don't. Most don't like shoes, right? Number 3, cultural continuity as a protective armor. Bill C-92, identity versus isolation. The abusers have used isolation to control children, reconnecting them to their cultural roots and their identity through songs, language, drumming, gives them a larger self. They are not victims. They are human beings with their cultural identity. Let's connect them to where their cultural roots are. Whatever their nation is, if they have that Aboriginal connection, those indigenous roots, teach them to speak that. Teach them to speak their traditional names, their traditional words. If they have healing words or connective words, ours for Mother Earth, Ma'ahalizach. Teach them that when they're drumming. to sing it, to say it. Very deep-rooted grounding. So the role of the elder, the grandparents, the matriarchs. In our culture, the grandparent is the transmitter of law and safety. When you drum for your children or your grandchildren, you are ritually reestablishing the order of the family through the ancestral connections, the elders' protection of the children. This repairs the breach of trust caused by parents or perpetrators, friends of the parents, friends of the family. Part 4, a healing plan for the children. Phase 1, safety and regulation, the grandparents' role. No forced talk. Do not force the child to talk about the bad person. Drumming sessions. Sit with them and drum a steady heartbeat rhythm. Let the vibration do the work. You stay focused on the breathing and the intention of healing. How you want that healing to happen. Let it vibrationally flow. Allow your grandchild or your child to drum if they want to, and let them release anger, energy. Let them release emotions. Let them hum. Let them sing. Whatever way they want to vibe it out and vibe it up. Being in nature. Reconnecting the child with the land and the water. Let them reconnect through that powerful grounding of the water, whether it's a lake, stream, ocean. Phase 2, narrative repair. Correcting the lies. Gently correct the minimization. That whatever took place in front of the child, it was not a joke. That was a disrespectful act for that person to do. You let the child know you don't have to laugh at things that scare you or make you nervous. If you don't feel comfortable about something, you feel something in your stomach. You don't have to react to please the adult. Stories. Use traditional stories where a small character overcomes a monster or a trickster to help the child identify with strength. Bring in the superhero stories. Whatever their superhero is, use that character. Create the rescue. Create the empowerment. Use a song in that story, or bring in a story as well. That can be another addition to the narrative repair. A song, an empowering song. Phase 3, integration. Combine the hear the child report, legal voice, with drum and song, a spiritual voice. When the grandchild or the child feels safe in her spirit or his spirit or their spirit, they will be strong enough to speak their truth to the courts. So the Hear the Child program is also integrated and can be integrated into the Bill C-92 program and the other programs that come with that. Of course, the elder support programs that are available through Bill C-92. This will empower not only the grandparents, but give a child a voice when you request this legal voice, hearing the child. So the programs that are available and can be brought to the courts. The judge, if the child cannot speak, then the counselor who interviews them can speak to the judge. So inquire about that. It's available as a resource, as a support in taking any of your concerns before a judge. So it's not just in this kind of situation, but if there's other abuse in a family situation, in a home, that is also another avenue that you should take. So summary for viewers. So the Western medicine treats the mind and the body. Our traditional Indigenous ways treat the spirit and the body together. The drum is not just an instrument. It is a medicine tool that vibrates the fear of ourselves and replaces it with the heartbeat of our ancestors. For those who have your own spiritual beliefs, you take that connection there with you. You communicate to your God, to your power source, your spiritual power source. I have no negativity towards whatever direction people want to go with their spiritual support, but it is important to acknowledge whether it's your ancestors, your creator, creator source. Reach out, reach in, vibe up. We are not just saving our children from abuse, we are singing them back home. We're drum singing them. We're vibing them home. Again, our heartbeats can be unified through all of this, and that's what I reach out to you. I thank you, Deutschen, for listening and for spending this time. And I want to encourage you to be strong, truthful, and honorable. We're in this together. One heartbeat. Grandparents, parents, love, forgiveness, and no enabling. Rise above, go within, move forward. Wish you all the best, all the strength. Neath Wan.